to us from his crib in downtown L.A. All right, take it away, homeboy.
Yes, sir. Let's move to Tom Brady, who didn't just move on from the Patriots. It looks like he's completely moving on from the Patriot way as well. The Bucs' new QB announced that he would be going on Howard Stern next week, tweeting out, quote, "Warm weather Tom lets loose." So I want to know, what does this tell you about the GOAT?
You know what? I think it says that we're about to see a different version of Tom Brady than we did in New England. Obviously, I just don't think this is something he would do if he were still a New England Patriot, go on the Howard Stern show. We're about to see a lot more of Tom Brady's personality. He may have twin goals here in mind in terms of let's go finish strong as a football player, but let's put more of my personality out here, and maybe I can transition into being a great broadcaster, a great endorser, spokesman like a Peyton Manning.
Yeah, it tells me that Tom Brady's like every other human being walking this planet. When you break up with somebody, it's time to hit them streets. And Tom Brady about to be out in them streets talking and sounding, looking a lot different than he did as a Patriot, doing it the Patriot way. One of the old adages about any relationship that ends is you spent half of that relationship actually breaking up. And it's interesting if you want to go back 7 years or so. And I remember marking this down, 2013, when TB12 was formed. And that all of a sudden established Tom Brady in a different light, even with the Patriots. You guys remember the story of Tom Brady losing his parking spot? Guys, remember the story of Alex Guerrero starting to lose some of his freedoms around the facility? Then they build a facility. Tom Brady starts copywriting things, selling T-shirts, going out on this branding campaign, having a Facebook reality show. Y'all, Tom Brady's been telling y'all he's trying to hit them streets, and now he has the freedom to do it. So TB12 is going to look a lot different and sound a lot different because now he has the freedom to do it.
You know what's interesting about this, Marcellus, is I think Tom's reputation has been he's kind of stiff. He doesn't have much of a personality. But then when you hear ex-teammates and current teammates talk about him, they speak with such great affinity. He and Julian Edelman, best friends. He and this guy, that guy. People, I think, love being around Tom Brady, which makes me think he has more of a personality than we've been giving him credit for. I kind of can't wait to hear this Howard Stern interview. I mean, I don't think it's going to be X-rated or anything, but it's going to be Howard Stern with Tom Brady. I don't think he's going to bomb and be terrible and run the risk of Howard Stern clowning him afterwards.
Exactly. No, I mean, people really, whatever you think in your head, you just look out there for confirmation bias to fill that in. So when he's a Patriot, we were looking at all the things that told us, oh, Tom Brady is walking in line and step with everything Bill Belichick says and does, which he did. But there were outliers. This dude had Antonio Brown live in his crib. Like, Antonio Brown, if I were on the team, I ain't letting Antonio live with me, and that's my dog. But hell no, you ain't living with me, especially if I'm Tom Brady with this type of image. I share a marketing agent with Tom Brady for many a years, so I can't blame the agent when I don't get the same deals as Tom Brady because it's not on him, it's on me and my lack of having a brand. But Tom Brady is a personality, gets a lot of things thrown his way and injects a lot of personality into those things. But he used to prioritize the team atmosphere and winning the Patriot way. But you started to see him leak a lot of oil of late in terms of what he really wants to do, which is, I'm still about my business and the business of winning, but I also can enjoy this process. And I think that Tom Brady's going to have freedom of expression to now go out there and show us what he's really made of.
Let me ask you this, though. Anytime you go off-brand...
To now go out there and show us what he's really made of.
Let me ask you this, though. Anytime you go off-brand and change up from what people's expectations of you are, there is a tiny bit of risk in that. And going to Tampa and playing for Bruce Arians and leaving the nest of Bill Belichick and now perhaps a little tweaking of his personality, do you see any risk in this?
The only risk is if he doesn't win, like in anything else. This is the same thing that really suppresses all of us from being cocky, suppresses us from showing too much confidence, is that you can't map your mentality always on results. So you can change your approach, but what happens is fear kicks in because what if this different approach doesn't give me the same results? So then you start to suppress it. So if Tom Brady goes out there and acts just like he did as a Patriot, but they lose, we got an issue with Tom Brady. But Tom Brady acts different and they win, then we're going to say, oh, look at this. This is full Tom Brady. So it really comes down to the win-loss column. But this is a guy who's been writing in his room, in his diary, for 7 years about one day escaping the stranglehold of the Patriot way in terms of image and in terms of expression. We'll see if he's as good, but at least he's going to be as real as he can be to himself.
Hey, before we go, could we pull the 3-box up and show Darnell as well? Because I think the viewers need to focus in on this. This is the first day where I really feel like I look better than both Darnell and Marcellus and have really established myself as the most fit person on this show. I think viewers would have to agree with that. I may go shirtless next week just to, to join hands with Cam Newton and others. I may go shirtless next week. I look very good today. Thank you very much.
Don't you dare.
Right,
Hey, get Darnell some art while we at it.
Yeah. Rick Bucher will join us. We're going to talk about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and somehow Michael Jordan being the greatest college basketball player of all time. Speak for yourself, presented by Hyundai.